Breaking news out of the world of entertainment. Actor Luka Perry has died. Jelena Adzik joins me now. So Jelena, Luka Perry was only 52. So what are we learning about this? We knew that there was something serious and wrong last week after that stroke, I believe, on Wednesday.
Correct.
And then the confirmation today.
Yeah, and I think that for many people, they thought, okay, that was scary that he had a stroke, but he'll make a recovery. That's something that a lot of the stars that he's worked with over time had said, you know, just heal properly. We're wishing you all the best.
Doctors were hopeful.
Doctors were hopeful, exactly. So, so I think to many, it is quite shocking that at the age of 52, we're now hearing that Luka Perry has died. This is a person that really was this full-blown teen idol, certainly in the 90s, from 1990 to 1995. He played that iconic role of Dylan McKay in 90210, and then again he reprised that in the late 90s. Here you're getting a look at a little bit of that show. I'm going to give you a clip right now just so that you get a sense of his character. He was brooding, he was kind of this tough bad boy, and really a lot of people just fell in love with him, including his characters on screen. Have a look at Luka Perry as Dylan McKay in 90210.
Listen, what you did to those two Nimrods back there was great.
Yeah, well, I just don't believe in winning through intimidation. Plus, of course, I'm doing the intimidating.
And right there in that clip, you also saw Canadian Jason Priestley. I should mention that we have put the word out to his representatives to be in touch with him. So if he gets back in touch with us to give us a comment, we'll share that with you as well. In the meantime, we do have several other comments to share, just of people who have been posting online. Of course, there's various colleagues who've shared some sentiment. So I'm going to give you a look at that right now. Ian Zaring was one of them. He played a character on the show of 90210. He says, "Dearest Luke, I will forever bask in the loving memories we've shared over the last 30 years. May your journey forward be enriched by the magnificent souls who have passed before you." And then Zaring goes on to just express his love. He says, "Just like you have done here for those you leave behind." So that's one. And then Molly Ringwald is another name, certainly popular from the 80s as well as the 90s, into the 90s. And she wanted to share her love. She just said she was heartbroken, and she shared a tweet as well. And there you get a look at it. "My heart is broken. I will miss you so much, Luka Perry. Sending all my love to your family." And with the hashtag Luka Perry, which of course a lot of people are sharing right now. We've got a few others from people, and we'll gather them and share them with you as time goes on. But in the meantime, it was worth mentioning for a lot of people that it's not just that iconic role, right? He was recently, he's been in the show called Riverdale, and this is a riff on the Archie's comics. It's a show that has him actually playing Archie's father. And this is a show that films in Vancouver. And so when news of his stroke first broke out, this is last week and throughout Wednesday, we heard that the schedule would be changed to accommodate his healing. They, of course, anticipated he would be back on set. And so now that we know with his death that will not happen, and we don't have word yet as to what they plan to do with the character, I'm sure that in most cases his co-stars are still just reeling from this news. You know, when you think of a character like this Dylan McKay, and you think of 90210 and what Luka Perry did for a lot of people, you know, Ryan Seacrest, for example, he tweeted to say that he actually moved to Los Angeles because of Luka Perry and his character. He said that he inspired him and he really wanted to get into the business. And this is someone who did take on a lot of roles that sort of people maybe have forgotten. He was in various movies, such as 1992's Buffy the Vampire Slayer. He was also in The Fifth Element. But then on the TV side of things, he was in really big shows post-90210. We're talking about the HBO prison drama Oz. He was also in the post-apocalyptic TV series Jeremiah, guest star on Spin City, as well as Will and Grace. And then he did a lot of voice work. So you would have heard his voice on shows like The Simpsons, as well as Family Guy. And he did work on the stage. He was on Broadway. He also was on the London stage. So he really was, you know, had a wide variety of work to his name. And so what we do know now is that we have a statement from his representative to let us know that he died with family and friends by his side. He had his two children. He had a son and a daughter. He also had both his fiance as well as his ex-wife, siblings, and parents. And so he really clearly was very loved and was surrounded by family right up until the end. But yeah, very, very sad news for a lot of people hearing today that, you know, Luka Perry dead at the age of 52. It's really quite shocking.
And it's interesting, you know, Yella, you do talk about the other roles. You never want to kind of to sort of underplay the other roles and the diversity of his roles, but there are sometimes, roles that just capture the attention of a segment of society at a period of time. And that role in Beverly Hills.
Yes, and you know what, Andrew? He knew it. He knew it too, and he actually didn't begrudge it. He gave many interviews where he said, I know that that's the role I'll always be remembered for, and I don't mind because I really enjoyed it, and I know how special it was to a lot of different people. As we were talking about earlier, he played this role from 1990 to 1995, and then later he reprised it from 98 to 2000. So it really was synonymous with his name. So I think many people they'll always remember him for that role. And again, I don't think he would have minded that because he felt that it was quite special to a lot of people.
And then there was one other point that you made earlier, and that was, maybe we had a little bit of a preview that there were some health concerns that Luke Perry had in his past. We don't know exactly.
Yes. He has been taken to hospital before. Now, unrelated to the stroke, a few years back, this is around 2015, he became an advocate, really trying to get men out there to go and get screened for colon cancer, the possibility of it. And that's after undergoing a colonoscopy, this is in 2015, that revealed precancerous growths. So that's something that certainly was a scare for him, and he wanted to alert other people and try to inform them and possibly prevent other people from going through the same fate. But this was unrelated when we hear of the stroke that happened on Wednesday. What preceded that? Certainly nothing that was in the public. He was filming his show Riverdale, and it was very unexpected, I think, for all of his co-stars, certainly.
Yeah, certainly sad news. All right, Yana, thank you.
We'll talk soon.